Hey there YouTube, AJ here, and heading out on a little adventure. Not really. Wish it was more of an adventure, but it's not. I'm actually heading to Northern Tools. Reason being, for some time now I've been trying to find myself a lift of some sort for my garage, and what I really want is one of the old-fashioned 4-post lifts that's very small. I don't need it to be heavy duty or anything, but the problem is I have not been able to find any kind of 4-post lift in my price range. And you know, for some reason people on Facebook Marketplace seem to sell them for whatever a brand new one costs, or they're like way too far away for me to get them in time. But I get it, you know, the market is the market. They sell, you know, at what people are posting them at. Fine. I did find a couple of 2-post lifts that would financially work for me, but those guys, the way my garage is set up, they just won't work for me in my little garage because of the way my workbench is and the size of them. I can't make a 2-post work. So I need a method coming up to lift the body off my frame. And so I was also watching on Facebook Marketplace for Gantry cranes, but those also seem to be selling for the same price as a brand new one. You know, I'm only looking for a little 1-tonner, and you know, they sell on Facebook Marketplace pretty darn fast at the price of a brand new one from but they sell on Facebook Marketplace for the price of a brand new one from Northern Tool or Harbor Freight pretty darn quick, or you know, just slightly below the brand new price. So you know, I haven't been able to score one of those, and or again, they're way too far to drive for it to make sense. So with the upcoming tariffs, I decided to go ahead and purchase a brand new one. I got on the internet last night, found a $50 off coupon for Northern Tool, bought myself a 1-ton Gantry, and so now I'm gonna go pick it up. And I don't know how big this thing is, but I have a Jeep, not a very big vehicle, so that part's the adventure, is trying to fit stuff in here. I do have a trailer, but I didn't feel like digging out my trailer, so we're gonna go try to pick it up in the Jeep, and we'll see how that works out for us. Alright, well, this is what I'm here for. Get some video of it put together. Well, let's see if we can get in the Jeep. Alright, we're all checked out, but I got to pull around back to the warehouse to get loaded up. Watch these guys freak out about trying to put it into a Jeep, but you know, this is my life.
Hell, it boxes as long as the cab on your truck. Now, where are you going to put it?
We're going to run it in over the dash on the passenger side and lay it on the back.
And a sure vehicle.
Just sit it down. I'll open it up here. I'll put it in individually. I'll be good. Just put it. Okay. Just sit it on the ground here. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
really that big of a deal though. Just gotta be careful loading. The guy, when he came out and sold my Jeep, and I told him I was gonna go from there, he's like, it's your vehicle. Let's see, what do we want these? Almost done, just got the main beam to go.
It might be a little precarious, but we got it all in here. As long as the gate don't swing open, we're good. Okay, well, here it is in all its unassembled glory. These are the main uprights, the main beam, which is this piece here, bolts to these. I imagine these slide into here on each of those, so I gotta learn how to do that. Then you got all the bracketry and the diagonal bases, and then the feet. And I assume the wheels bolt onto these plates. So, that said, we're gonna go ahead and start assembling it. Now, I did watch one video on this, and the guy said one person cannot do this by themselves. Do not even attempt. I laughed.
He don't know me very well, do he?
The hardest thing about this for me is that I can't set it up out here and roll it into my garage because I don't have enough clearance. So I'm actually gonna assemble it in parts out here and then do the final assembly in there around my car. So that'll be really fun. I'm going to carry the feet in and etc, etc. So let's get to it. I think I'm going to start by putting the wheels on the bottom of these pieces, but one thing I noticed like right away as I was lifting this and moving it, see if you can hear this. This thing sounds like a rain stick. There's like sand inside of it. They must have used a sand blaster before they painted it or something, but there's all kinds of sand in this. We have a big old bag of bolts. Counting the 4 long bolts, we have 32 bolts of that diameter, and we have 32 of those nuts, 32 of those lock washers, and 32 of these flat washers. We have 4 of these handles, and of our small bolts we have 16 nuts, and 16 lock washers. Those will be for these wheels. So I'm going to go ahead and just get those all started. Well, had my first casualty, full cup of coffee, boom. Wasn't paying attention, it was on this leg and it was vibrating as I was tightening them down, it vibrated off. On the last one too, the last stupid bolt. Anyway, 17 millimeter bolts hardened, it says 8.8, so they're supposed to be hardened. Nice thing about this was all of these nuts held themselves against the leg, so I didn't even have to hold a wrench on the back side of it, and I could just tighten them down. That's on next step. All right, so the next thing we want to do is assemble our main gantry. This is the heavy part. Okay, the bulk of the bolts are this length, whatever that is. There's 4 bolts that are shorter. They need to go in the second set of holes back here because of the angle brace here. If you use the longer one, it's going to hit and you're not going to be able to get the nuts on them right. That's one thing to look out for. Alright, next up we got these corner braces. These go on either side of the I-beam, sandwiching it. And these 4 holes go through the I-beam, and these 4 holes go through the top of this.
Might need to prop this up to get these bolts in. Just a sec.
And I'm just loosely assembling all this right now. I don't want to tighten it up until I get it all in position. Well, the main beam is assembled, tightened down, and I'm about to undertake the riskiest and stupidest part of this. I'm going to stand this up and try to maneuver it to the back of the garage without moving all this crap out of the way, which is the dumb part. I really should move all the stuff out of the way first, but where's the challenge in that? I know this is going to be heavy. Well, I was right. It's not going to fit under. It's not going to fit under like this. Now what? Well, shoot. New plan. I'm going to have to walk it out this way, lay it back, and drag it in, which is going to make it even harder. I don't think there's any way I can do that without moving some stuff first. Well, that sucks. Alright. Gotta find a tape measure. Okay, new plan. Gonna finish assembling it into the big garage and store it there temporarily because I gotta move a ton of crap in here to make it work. Yeah, I've got to rearrange a lot of the stuff along the sidewalls to get clearance, so I need to pull everything out to do that. And to do that, I can't have this in there in the way to try to do it. And I can't even get it in there at this point. So we're gonna have to assemble it. We'll store it over the back of the Jeep for now and move it later, which sucks because that means I might have to disassemble some of it again. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's get back to assembling. next thing we need to do is put our legs together. These appear to be relatively straightforward as long as I keep the braces, these tabs for the braces on the same side. These are the longer bolts. There are 4 long bolts, so they're the only ones that could possibly fit here and reach all the way through. Haven't looked at the directions yet? Why start now? Okay, it's time to put the bottom legs with the wheels on it onto this frame. Which means I gotta lift it again. I think sitting it on the workmate here will make this part easier. I fully admit this would be a lot easier with 2 people. It's catching around the edge of my going into my garage. Alright, how can we stabilize this? Let's do the other side first because I think I can lay it against the wall and make my life easier. I also think it would have been easier if I hadn't put the wheels on yet. Gotta take this one off and turn it around. The ears are on opposite sides. I've got this one on one side and the ones on the feet to the other. The other one's correct, this one's not. All right, I gotta do that real quick. Okay, well, glad I saw that when I did. Would have made me pretty upset if I had to take it all apart to switch that again. Come on. Oh, we're making progress now. Ta-da. Okay, we are at the point of installing our diagonal braces. Okay, for now I just dropped one of the pins in this hole. I'm going to try to set it up as short as possible for now. These handles go in here, I'm guessing. And hopefully I can get this thing stood up without losing control of it. Should be fun. Whew. I have an idea. Hold on. Okay, so I have a hoist up here that I use to put my top on my Jeep. Now, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm thinking I'm going to try to tie my straps to that and at least use it to assist. Oh, man. like this at all. Okay, that helps. Man, that is not good. Maybe that guy was right. I don't like this. I feel like I got way too much tension on that. I'm gonna lower it. I just felt that had way too much tension on it. I don't trust these little cables. If one of those would have pulled out or snapped, it could have been bad. I really don't know what else to try to do other than try to just moose it up there. The thing is, I gotta pull it back as I go up and try to keep from smashing my garage door opener. This thing's heavier than I thought it was. Wheel, now I'm in a worse pickle. I was trying to readjust stuff while the camera is off, and my wheel slipped off of the workmate, and now I'm stuck like this. What are we gonna do? I managed to get this picked up out of there. Just brute forced it using my straps as an anchor down there on my back of my Jeep. Now I've got them anchored again. I'm hoping I can try to push this thing up and it'll kick the back. Those straps not letting the top go will help it tip up. This is crazy. I don't know how this is gonna go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. Back me up the wrong way. I'm gonna grab a pair of gloves, take off my ring, and prepare to just try to brute force this thing. Every time I get it up onto the wheel, it starts to push out. Might have to take the wheel off. Can't do it. Okay, got the wheels off. Okay. Now, fun part. Start walking this back. Come on. I'm stupid. Good evening. Well, this one tried to kill me, but I prevailed. Let's talk about this thing. This thing is built really solid. Really, it's built well. The welds could be better. Some of the welds are but they're not great looking, but they will hold. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just not pretty. It's not too bad. That one's pretty good. But yeah, overall, it's down there. Overall, the welds aren't too shabby. In the end, I think this thing is going to be plenty strong enough for what I'm going to do with it. I'm not going to put the wheels back on it until I'm ready to move it into the other garage. I did go ahead and put in the safety pins and the lift pins. This is how you raise and lower it with this hook dealio. Okay, fast forward. I have moved it from the other garage into this garage. It was no easy feat. I had to partially disassemble it, then move it over in 2 pieces, but I got it here. Overall impressions with it, I'm satisfied. I do have my Harbor Freight trolley and chain hoist on here. This trailer behind me, I did lift it up with it. I was going to like try to lift the whole thing up, but where I have to put the hoist back here in this part, it can't roll forward, and so the balance point of the trailer was too far forward, so to keep it back far enough, it just wasn't going to work out for me. So I stood the trailer up on end, and I've got the tongue pulled up with the chain hoist right now. Not like that's a heavy workout for it, that's nothing, but it is making itself useful while it's in a dormant state. I'm not actively using it. To actively use it, I got to take the car out, take the trailer out, and then then you put the car back in and use it. That's fine. I'm not going to be using it like as an engine hoist all the time or anything, so having it as where it's at, yeah, it's a little pain in the butt to use it, but it's better than not having it. So overall construction, the thing's made pretty well. The welds seem to be good on it. Everything looks nice. I like the way it went together, very easy. I didn't use instructions at all, so yeah, I'm happy with it. It is heavy. It is very hard to put together with one person, getting the top part together. It's not easy. It can be done, but it's not easy, and I wouldn't recommend it. The guy's right. The video I watched said don't attempt it under any circumstances or whatever. And yeah, I took that as a challenge and just did it because I wanted to do it. And but yeah, I would, if you got somebody to help you, I would highly recommend that. But the lifting mechanism here, basically what you do is, I've got it at its highest point right now, but if you didn't, this pin wouldn't be in here. It'd be hanging loose. And then you would take your hooks, put them under there, pull down on this, the upper beam extends out, and then you take your other pin that's not being pulled on and you put it in the next hole. All of that worked very well, no issues whatsoever. Yeah, in the meantime, you just hang it back loose like that, and it works great. This, you got to lift one side, then the other, then back and forth. You can only do one pinhole at a time, but other than that, it worked really good. It went up nice and easy, so I'm very happy with its functionality. The casters down here seem to be nice. They roll easy. So all in all, yeah, I'd rather have a 4-post lift the whole car up, but my space just isn't allowing that. Maybe sometime in the future, if I come across a good deal on one, I can get a 4-post lift for my big garage and just use it for car storage, not necessarily working on cars, but I probably could do that too. But I try to keep all my heavy work into this garage, even though it's a small space. that's more for my wife's car and our daily drivers and lawn equipment and stuff like that. So I don't want to be having to move her car all the time, or I definitely don't want to be grinding around her car. So, or my Jeep for that matter. I don't want, I don't want my car and my Jeep to look crappy because I'm working on crap. And no, you're not crap. I love you, baby. Anyway, that's it for this video. Do I think this Strongway 2,000 pound gantry is worth it? Yeah, it's actually, I think it's going to be very useful for me. I'm hoping it's not going to be too long before I need to remove this body. And the plan is, I'll take that when I do, I will roll the car out, take the trailer out, set the trailer up, roll the car back in, lift the body up, roll the chassis out, roll the trailer in, put the body on the trailer, and then I'll have them separated for a while. And at that point, my Jeep will have to live outside until I get the frame welded up, because this will be in the other garage on the trailer. But hopefully it won't be for that long of a period. It's just it has to happen at some point. It's the only way I'm going to get it finished. So yeah, I'm okay with the purchase. And quite honestly, if I get to the point where I'm done with it and I don't feel I need it or want it in my garage anymore, I think I can sell it for close to what I paid for it, so no big deal. And who knows, if prices keep going up, I might be able to get all my money back out of it, other than, what I lose in terms of inflation. But anyway, so if you were thinking about buying one of these gantries, hopefully this video will help you decide. I'm definitely okay with it, but get a friend. I'm definitely happy with the purchase. It's made well enough, and I don't feel from when I lifted this whole trailer up off the ground with it, and yeah, it seemed plenty strong enough. I'm not worried about, for my needs, I'm not worried about the safety of it. I think it'll be just fine. The functionality of it is very nice. It works well. Like I said, the upper beam raises and lowers easy. It does what it says it's going to do. So hopefully this will help you make up your mind. So with that, I don't know what's going to be on the next video, but until then, YouTube, later.